Hey guys, Alex Stephenson here for an Innistrad Swiss draft. So we have Parallel Lives as our rare, and I'm not going to pick that as this requires a lot of cards that would generate tokens, and I'm just not going to first pick that. So the picks are really, I think, just the Deadweight, the removal spell, or the Forbidden Alchemy, the draw spell. Um, If I pick up the Forbidden Alchemy, I would like to just be able to do blue-black, but I don't necessarily have to do blue-black. This is a removal spell, a pretty good removal spell. Um, so it's really removal or a card advantage thing like Forbidden Alchemy, and I actually think the removal is going to be the pick here over the Forbidden. The Forbidden works better for like Scab sort of deck, you know, with Stitch Drakes and stuff, but I don't want to pass up this removal. I think Deadweight is good enough to first pick. Okay, now the question is, what do I want to follow it up with? Battleground Geist is probably the strongest card in this pack. And then there's Geist Flame, which is good removal. I think I'm probably just going to take the Interloper, cheap evasive guy who's on color. Although blue-black is an archetype that I wouldn't have a problem going into, but I don't necessarily want to move into blue yet. Why don't we just stay on black a little bit longer while we still can? And Interloper is a fine pick anyway. Okay, well now we've got another little crossroads, little choice here. So do I want to move into blue yet? Not necessarily. I think actually the best pick is just the Geist Catcher's Rig. Still keeps us open. The Diregraph Ghoul is good. I like Diregraph Ghoul a lot. And the Forbidden Alchemy is good. But I don't know yet if I want to move into blue-black. And Geist Catcher's Rig is actually a really good card. I mean, it's a 2-for-1 kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm going to pick the Geist Catcher's Rig. Okay. Well, I think the plan is just still staying on black here. Tribute to Hunger, not the best spell in the world, but removal nonetheless. So I'm sure there's times where this can be real good. So I'm going to take Tribute to Hunger and not have any regrets about that. Okay. Still not seeing anything that's motivating me to move into a different color yet. So I believe I'm just going to pick the Typhoid Rats, which is not a great card, but is a decent card. Has Death Touch, and with little things like Sharpened Pitchfork or Runechanter's Pike or something, giving it first strike, and it's pretty good. So, and if not, it can at least, you know, make your opponent question their attacks. So Typhoid Rats is okay, and we'll take him. Okay. Perhaps for signaling purposes, I should just sort of stay on black here. Don't have any zombies yet, so I can't get, like, you know, this full value out of Ghoulcaller's Chant yet. But I anticipate picking some up eventually. And, I mean, Pitchburn Devils, red-black is, I'm sure, totally fine. So I may want to just pick the Pitchburn Devils, but if I pick the Ghoulcaller's Chant, I'm going to be cutting black a little bit better. I would like my full, you know, I would like to have full rain on black. That would be nice. I think Pitchburn Devils is significantly stronger than Ghoulcaller's Chant, though, in all honesty. It's either Ghoul Razor or Rotting Fen Snake, and I think I'm going to go with the Ghoul Razor. Could see that being a little bit better. Alright, cool. So we got a second Interloper. And yeah, I think that's just going to be the pick. Stay on black here. Interloper's a pretty good card, especially in multiples. Let's see. Not really impressed with too many of these. I might just take the Disciple If I get like a traitorous blood or something, it's kind of pretty good synergy with that. Yeah, I'll try this Disciple out over the Brain Weevil. Well, we're straight up black right now, so I think actually Night Terrors is okay. It's much better sideboard card than main board card, but right now we're just sort of signaling to everybody that we're black and we want, you know, free reign on black cards. We're still ready to move into a second color at any point. We're definitely not just, you know, necessarily moved into red yet, but I felt that the Pitchburn Devils was, you know, significantly stronger than Ghoul Caller's Chant, and I'm not like upset if I miss out on a Ghoul Caller's Chant. I think Altar's Reap is fine over the sideboard One-Eyed Scarecrow. Although One-Eyed Scarecrow very good against our interlopers. That's something I should keep in mind. Well, I think I changed my own mind there actually. I'm going to take the Scarecrow because I'm not sure if I'm necessarily going to be needing an Altar's Rape either. Well, we ended up getting a Ghoul Caller's Chant anyway, so we'll take that. Well, we already have a red pick, so I suppose we can take a Feral Ridgewolf. Take the Wooden Stake, which I have yet to play. It's really not that great. Alright, let's see. We can open pretty much any bomb, and if it's good enough, I'll take it, and I can move into that color. So we stayed pretty open with that first pack. Just a couple red picks, nothing that I'm, you know, in love with or devoted to. But if I do end up moving into red, these are actually pretty good cards to have. Okay, so pack 2. We opened Gutter Grime, which is a card that I actually like a lot. However, we also opened Unburial Rites, which is on color. We can easily, you know, well, not easily, but possibly pick up a Shimmering Grotto so we can get to that white for the flashback easily. And Unburial Rites is a very strong card. Gutter Grime is quite strong, though. Something I should be keeping in mind. Silver Inlay Dagger is also good, but no, I think I'm just gonna stay. I think Unburial Rites is gonna be fine for this deck. Allows me to stay devoted to black. I don't think that I necessarily want to move into green just for Gutter Grime or necessarily splash for it. Yeah, I'm going to take the Unburial Rites. Okay, well, we got a sweet black pick here. If I had taken that Gutter Grime, it would have been tougher to pick between these two, but because I didn't, I'm just going to stay fully on black here and just go ahead and take this Noble, which is a phenomenal, strong card. Alright, well, this is interesting. Could take the rare Isolated Chapel, which would be all the fixing I would really be needing for this Unburial Rites. Same with the Shimmering Grotto, but actually Abattoir Ghoul is a pretty remarkably strong card, as it's got it's a black card that's got first strike. It's also a zombie, so it works with Ghoul Raiser and the Ghoul Caller's Chant. I think it just will fit a little bit better. Isolated Chapel is probably worth a ticket, though, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab up this Abattoir Ghoul. Still hope that we can get a Shimmering Grotto, maybe. I mean, once again, we're mono black right now. This Feral Ridgewolf and this Pitchburn Devils do not even need to be played, so I'm still pretty wide open. Okay, so nothing really that great for us here. Walking Corpse, though, not a great card on its own, as it's just like a black grizzly bear. We have the Ghoul Raiser and we have the Ghoul Caller's Chant, so I think it's a completely reasonable pick here. There's nothing that I'm really like missing out on in other colors. I mean, the Villagers and the Somberwald Spider are probably the, I mean, and the Assistant are probably the strongest cards in this pack. But Walking Corpse works for us. It's nothing thrilling at all, but it's playable. Okay, well, Prey Upon is a pretty strong card. Stromkirk Patrol, not super impressive. I like Pitchburn Devils more, especially with this Disciple. I believe I'm just going to stay on black and pick up the Stromkirk Patrol. Although, I guess the Pitchburn Devils does have a little more impact. Prey Upon is the strongest card, but I'm not going to go into green right now. Let's take the Stromkirk Patrol. It's probably a little bit weaker than the Pitchburn Devils, but I'd still like to be able to easily move into a second color when I'm ready. When I find, we'll see what we open in our third pack. Maybe we'll open a rare, and then we can, in an off color, and we can easily still move into that color. I mean, we are still just almost, the middle or towards the end of pack 2, and we're like almost mono black here. So, pretty interesting, the choices that we've had. I think I'm probably just going to pick up this Kessig Wolf. Just get a little bit more red. Feral Ridgewolf looks a lot less impressive in a deck like this, where it's almost, strictly black cards. You want to play a Feral Ridgewolf in a deck that's got, a bunch of, like a high red card count. Okay, Rotting Fen Snake is a zombie, so it would work with Ghoul Razor and Ghoul Caller's Chant once again. But we are a little bit short on removal. We only have the Deadweight, the Tribute, and that's like it. So I think I actually am going to grab this Corpse Lunge, because we're just a little bit short on removal. So now the choice is this Markov Patrician or this Blazing Torch, but I think I want to pick up this Blazing Torch. I've got a decent amount of early creatures. The Patrician is good, but I think I like this Torch more. Just get some more removal, which we're still a little bit short on. I guess we're up to 4 removal spells now, which is decent. I'm going to hide this Scarecrow, because I'm not going to main deck that. Is there anything else I'm not going to main deck? Hopefully, we still have a pack left, but hopefully I don't have to main deck this Disciple or this Night Terrors. They're just a little bit weaker than something I would like to main deck. Wow. Tabled the Gutter Grime? That's actually... I guess we also did get a Shimmering Grotto, so I could easily splash this on Burial Rites. I think I'm actually going to take the Gutter Grime. I would be willing to splash for this if I end up... if I can go mono black. I'm really surprised this card tabled. I'm not sure if people are aware of the power level of Gutter Grime. It is quite a strong card. We can take a bump in the night. Wow. 3 just... Well, these 2 are very solid green picks. But I'm going to pick up the Shimmering Grotto over the Pilgrim and the Spirit. So I can splash for this on Burial Rites mostly, but it actually helps with the Gutter Grime splash too, so it doesn't... Ooh, better pick it really quick. I was running a long time there. Yeah, both of these cards... I mean, I'm clearly going to play the on Burial Rites, but this makes it so I don't even have to, like, do a Plains, and I might only do 1 forest in addition to this Shimmering Grotto, maybe? Well, there's a lot of solid green picks, actually, so the Spider is perfectly fine. Pretty strong card. Here, I believe I'll just take the Maw of the Mire for sideboard for the opponent that's got like a Moorland Haunt or a Kessig Wolf Run or something. even then, it doesn't have a ton of impact, but I guess Kessigwolfrun is a problem. So having a sideboard answer for it is nice. Well, now I guess I have two sideboard answers for it. No, I'm not sure if I would ever sideboard in two of these. Okay, well, so far we have a pretty interesting deck. We're still just mono black, willing to move into any direction. Just waiting for opening a bomb rare here, and I can move literally any direction. Okay, so do I have any spirits? No, I don't. But a 5-mana 4/4 flying. I'm just gonna pick that up. Black-white is an archetype that I actually don't like very much. I think it's a little bit lower in power level than I would like. But Angel, it's not like there's a ton of picks for us here anyway. And the Angel Flight Alabaster is at least a nice finisher. Okay, so we've got a couple choices here. We've got the Blazing Torch, which is looking pretty good right now. I already have the 3 red picks, so the Skurzak Cultist does look good, but the Diregraph Ghoul also looks good. I believe I'm just going to go with this Blazing Torch here. And, yeah, I don't have any problems with that. I think the removal trumps the Diregraph Ghoul a little bit. I don't want to grab that Cultist because I'm not sure I'm going to be doing that. Midnight Haunting is quite a good card since I'm already going to be moving into white. But Moan of the Unhallowed, I think, is gonna trump it in terms of power level. We don't have a ton of late game stuff, and you can just roll your opponent with a Moan of the Unhallowed. I guess the Bonds of Faith is pretty solid removal, though. No, I feel like Moan, because we're doing okay on removal now. I think Moan is gonna trump Bonds of Faith in this instance for us. I mean, this is just a 2-mana removal spell for non-humans, but no, I think I want this Moan. Moan is a really strong card. Very tough card to deal with. Wow, Grasp of Phantoms, huh? Interesting. Grab another Walking Corpse or grab the Silver Chase Fox. We only have the one white card now. Also, the nice thing is I can just splash for the Angel and the Unburial Rites with like a Shimmering Grotto and maybe 1 or 2 planes or something. Why don't I hide these red picks? I've got plenty of playables. This deck is pretty much just mono black, and I'm going to be splashing so far just for the Gutter Grime, the Angel, and the Unburial Rites flashback. Let's get rid of this. Probably not the Spider, too. But, do I want another Walking Corpse? I guess we are pretty short on creatures. So, I guess I will pick up a Walking Corpse. Not a pretty lackluster pick, actually. Alright, well, we got a good pick here. The Ghoul Raiser would have been fine because we have plenty of zombies, but Moorcrut Banshee, I think, is pretty clearly the strongest card for us. So, I'm going to pick that up. Works pretty well with this Disciple, too. I believe we'll just pick up this Fin Snake. Some more zombie shenanigans. Fin Snake's not a very good card, but is reasonable. Is playable. I've definitely played him before. Also interesting to note that Moorcrut Banshee is a spirit, which works with our Angel Flight Alabaster. So that's kind of cool. Here I'm going to pick up the Silver Inlaid Dagger. We have a pretty decent amount of early creatures now. Interloper loves the Silver Inlaid Dagger. Walking Corpse actually becomes a legitimate threat. Otherwise, Voiceless Spirit works well with the Angel, but we only have the Angel, so I'm just strictly splashing for that and the Unburial Rites, I think. In white, I mean. Yeah, so we'll pick up a Silver Inlaid Dagger. I think that's actually a fine pick. Okay, do I want to pick up a second corpse lunge? I'm up to 15 creatures now, but most likely not playing the Somberwald Spider, so yeah, I think I'm fine with picking up a second corpse lunge. I don't have a ton of things that work remarkably well with the corpse lunge. Rotting fin snake tends to work quite well with corpse lunge, but corpse lunge is going to be a little bit. I guess I'll get a second fin snake. So corpse lunge looks a little bit better when you have a couple fin snakes, but it's just kind of a lackluster removal spell. I'm going to start hiding some things here, so I don't think that we're going to need to do this. I don't think we're going to have to do the Night Terrors. Pretty sure we don't need to do this Disciple. I'm not sure if we need to do this Bump in the Night. So, I mean, we have enough playables to make a deck now. This deck is definitely interesting. It's not, I wouldn't say it's weak. We have a fair amount of removal. We're pretty much just mono black, so mana consistency isn't going to be a huge deal. The Shimmering Grotto is going to help a lot for our two different color splashes, both of which I think are totally reasonable splashes. Maybe pick up a Ghost Quarter. Yeah, I'll do that. Here, I think I'm just gonna. I've already got a couple pieces of equipment, but no, the flail tends to work quite well with flyers, especially cards like Vampire Interloper. So, yeah, I think that's reasonable. We definitely want to take this Grave Bramble away from our opponents since we have quite a few zombies on the ground. Wow, I'm pretty shocked that Prey Upon made it that far. Even though we're already splashing for the Gutter Grime, I'm not convinced yet that Prey Upon is worthy of a splash as well. We don't have a ton of good things. Usually Prey Upon works best with guys that are like 2/3s, because you can kill, 2 power, 2/2s pretty much, or 1/1s. But all of our guys are pretty much 2/1s and 2/2s and stuff until we get to this later game. So I'm pretty sure Prey Upon is not the card that this deck wants. But definitely isn't something that we want to play against. Okay, well, it's an interesting deck. I'm going to try and I'll see what I can do with this. Okay, so this is what I've built. We have decent removal suit, dead weight plus 2 blazing torches plus a corpse lunge, a tribute, and yeah, I guess kind of the more kind of the Geist Catcher's rig. That's a decent amount of removal, not a ton, but considering how close to mono black we are, I would say it's reasonable. I decided to play 12 swamps, and then just for our 2 different colors that we're splashing, we've got the Grotto plus I'm going to do 2 plains, for the Unburial Rites and the Angel, and then 2 forests for this Gutter Grime. I felt like 12 swamps should be enough to support. There's not like a ton of double black spells anyway, so this is a deck that can easily support splashing 2 colors. I believe. We've got a decent amount of value for this Ghoul Caller's Chant because we've got double Walking Corpse, Ghoul Raiser, Abattoir Ghoul, double Rotting Fin Snake. That's quite a bit of zombies. And same thing goes for the Ghoul Raiser. He has plenty of targets to give him value. I decided not to play double Corpse Lunge because I felt like since I'm running Unburial Rites and Ghoul Caller's Chant, just the interaction's not quite going to be there. But since I have double Rotting Fin Snake, Corpse Lunge could definitely do something valuable. So yeah, I guess I'll see you around 1.